Hello, you guys. So let's get a quick message. Eight of Cups. This is a lot of strength. When the Eight of Cups shows up in the reading, it takes a lot of strength to start new. Even though I'm not seeing the full card here, it takes a lot of strength to leave behind emotional cycles that once made us feel safe. We have the world and the devil. So, a lot of two major arcanas next to the Eight of Cups. So this Eight of Cups energy, we're going to discuss it with the Devil card here. It takes a lot of emotional strength to walk away from a toxic relationship. This is saying that this is the end of a cycle of toxic relationships in which stagnancy is occurring. Acknowledging where the stagnancy is occurring and how it's occurring. When you're, especially if you're if you're emotionally connected to someone, it doesn't feel good when you acknowledge, okay, I'm enabling toxic behavior, or my partner's enabling toxic behavior, or we're both enabling toxic behavior. And if we're both enabling toxic behavior, this can contribute to abuse. Whatever type of abuse, mental, emotional, physical, sexual, any type of abuse that's occurring, even financial abuse. These type of relationships are very shame-filled. You know, if you see how this man and this woman are chained to this thing, they can only go so far, and there's stagnancy. There's no love in this type of relationship with this devil energy. The only way there's going to be some form of happiness is if there's materialistic wealth and if the sex is decent. You lose lack of motivation in relationships like this. You can't really go far. So, to acknowledge the role you can play into attracting relationships that have devil energy, that means with the world and the Eight of Cups, you won't really be just starting over from scratch when it comes to relationships. You're going to be learning relationships from scratch. And this is a beautiful reading because this means you're in a new cycle of relationships. Now, that doesn't mean that both parties will choose to walk away, but one must have the strength to walk away from these toxic relationships. For example, you see the guy's hand here. You could have someone who is trying to keep the relationship going. And you see how the female has her hand down here held back? This chain is set up so that this person can go to her side if he wants to take what she has. It's like the amount of distance here is no matter where one decides to go, they wind up back to each other. So you're ending a cycle of codependency. You also have to accept that when you are deciding to walk away from a toxic codependent dynamic, everybody may not choose to maneuver in that same fashion. But if you're making that decision, you have to be willing to walk away because there is something greater and better for you. So, congratulations on walking away from a cycle of codependency in which the relationship can become so abusive and toxic in nature where you don't actually reach your full potential. And there's no need to fear or fret if one of the parties of this abusive cycle chooses to stay in that mindset that they want something because they can't have it. The more you choose to heal from this codependent dynamic, you'll be able to pick up on patterns as to how this person maneuvers, and you'll be able to protect yourself, and you won't have a need to fear this type of person retaliating against you if their obsession is becoming unhinged. You know those Lifetime movies where the person leaves an abusive partner and they're like, okay, what do I do now? All these fear tactics. It's because there's still emotional energy present for the unhinged partner to negatively impact the partner who's choosing to leave. And a lot of times fear can cloud your judgment so you won't actually see how the person's moving. So pat yourself on the back for ending a toxic cycle of allowing abuse into your relationships, and trust where you're being led and guided, and your guardian angels are with you along every step of the way.